Welcome to The Explainer. Have you ever looked around and wondered why some societies seem to be stuck, just spinning their wheels in a cycle of crisis? Well, today we're diving into the work of Dr. Taha Jaber Alalwani. He was a thinker who put forward a pretty radical idea that the root of our biggest problems isn't in our politics or our economies, but actually in our minds.
And this gets right to the very heart of his entire life's work. He was convinced that the crisis facing the Ummah, that's the global Muslim community, wasn't about a lack of resources or political power. Nope, he said it was a crisis of thought. To solve the problems out there, he argued, we first have to fix the way we think in here.
Okay, so if our thinking is the problem, how on earth do we fix it? Well, to get that answer, we really need to understand the man who posed the question in the first place. Dr. Taha Jaber Alalwani was this incredible figure who managed to bridge the gap between ancient heritage and the modern world, between East and West.
I mean, just look at this timeline. His life was literally a journey across cultures and continents. He started out in Iraq, studied in Egypt, and then ended up doing major work in the United States. This gave him such a unique perspective, you know? He was constantly in a conversation between deep classical tradition and the pressing issues of our modern world. And that perspective was absolutely key.
Now, one of the biggest lessons Dr. Alalwani took from his journey was this really crucial distinction between divine revelation and human interpretation. He said, look, the Quran and the Sunnah, those are sacred, but our understanding of them, our fiqh, well, that's a human product. It's shaped by our culture, our history, our own blind spots. And because of that, it has to be constantly re-examined. We can't just copy and paste the past. So Dr. Alalwani looked at the world and he saw a deep, deep crisis. But he also saw that most people were looking for solutions in all the wrong places. He believed that to really heal the patient, you first have to get the diagnosis right.
So what was the diagnosis? Dr. Alalwani argued the disease had two main symptoms. The first was an internal one, a kind of spiritual and intellectual disconnect from the divine sources. The second was external, a real, measurable decline in society, politically, economically, you name it. And here's the kicker. He was convinced the second symptom was a direct result of the first.
This slide just lays it out so clearly. On the left, you've got the usual suspects, the common explanations for the crisis. Lack of money, political pressures, all that stuff. But on the right, you see Alalwani's diagnosis. He says the problem is much deeper. It's a crisis of thought, of methodology, of education. He believed that to fix the world out there, you have to start by fixing the world in here, inside our own minds. So, if the problem is a crisis of thought, then the solution has to be a revolution in thought. And that is exactly what Dr. Alalwani proposed. He called it the Islamization of Knowledge, a huge project designed to completely reshape the Muslim mind from the ground up.
Now, this wasn't just some catchy phrase. It was a massive, comprehensive plan to rebuild the entire intellectual house of the Muslim world. The goal was to take every single field of knowledge, from physics to economics to sociology, and reconnect it with a sense of divine purpose and ethical direction.
So how do you even begin something that massive? Well, Dr. Alalwani laid out a two-step process. First, he said, we have to go back to our roots, to our intellectual heritage. But, and this is key, we can't just blindly copy it. We have to engage with it critically, reread it, reinterpret it for the 21st century. And second, using that foundation, we have to build something totally new, a new intellectual framework that can actually help us navigate the modern world. And this table gives us a little glimpse of what that looks like in the real world. This wasn't just about theology or religious studies. No way. It was about everything. It was about asking, what's the ethical purpose of our scientific research? It was about grounding sociology in a deeper Quranic understanding of what it means to be human. And yeah, it was also about going back to the core religious sciences and finding fresh answers to today's big questions. But big ideas are great, but they can't just stay in books, right? To actually change the world, you have to build institutions. And that's exactly what Dr. Alalwani and his colleagues were all about. I mean, the man was an intellectual powerhouse. He wrote or edited over 30 books. Each one was like a seed he was planting in the minds of the next generation. He knew that if you want to build a new future, you've got to plant the right ideas first. And guess what? Those seeds, they've actually grown.
Institutions like the International Islamic University in Malaysia are living, breathing examples of Dr. Alalwani's vision. They're places where this idea of the Islamization of knowledge isn't just a theory in a book. It's a reality they're trying to build every single day. But one university, or even a handful, isn't enough to change the world. So that leaves us with the big question, right? The crucial question for today. How do we take this incredible project to the next level? How do we get these ideas out of the library and into our schools, our communities, and our everyday lives? To answer that, we can actually turn back to Dr. Alalwani himself. His work gives us a kind of roadmap for the future, a set of timeless lessons that can guide us on our own journey of renewal. And these 5 lessons, they're really a call to action. They remind us that knowledge isn't just for yourself. It's a responsibility. That you have to think critically, not just follow blindly. That you can't put knowledge into little boxes. It all has to be connected. And maybe most importantly, that ideas need a home, and scholars have a duty to lead. His message was simple, really. Don't just consume the past. Build the future. Dr. Alalwani's life really was a testament to the power of a single, powerful idea. He showed us that the world can be changed, not by force, but by the power of thought and argument. He's left us a map, a roadmap for a better future. The only question left for us is, will we have the courage to follow it?